Alas, the age-old question hath been answered. Which weighs more, the chicken or the egg? Turns out they're equal. Wait a minute. Wait, is that the question? Wait, no, the question is which came first. Oh, I messed it up. It's okay. The answer to the question that nobody has asked hath doth been answered. Welcome to the surprise Great Ace Attorney 2 stream, y'all. Just if you're not watching on the VOD, or you're not looking at the little timestamps in the video, this is gonna be a short one because this is a bonus stream. We left the last part off on a little bit of a cliffhanger, so I thought I'd wrap it up today, just because we have some free time, and also because I would have done it yesterday, but like I said, I just did not have the time. So let's get into it. Quick summary. We're in the middle of the last trial. Technically, like, second day of the trial, but also the first day of this chapter. They broke up this one trial into multiple chapters. That makes me very scared to how long this will actually be. Turns out, with as much investigating as we did into the murder of Inspector Gregson, there was so much we didn't know about the circumstances. It turns out it involved the SS Grouse, the very ship that Jigoku and Eugene Mikotoba arrived in on the other day. Turns out Baroque Van Zieks was hot on the tail. Turns out that was the site of Gregson's next hit, along with his hitman, who turned out to be like how could this ever have come to pass? We'll probably will not find out tonight, but yeah, no, Kazuma was there. Of all people. I don't know. All we know is right now, Sholmes and Mikotoba are on that ship. On that very ship, looking for clues. And we're about to engage in a little deductifying. So, get ready, put your thinking caps on. And get ready to see a lot of wrong answers on purpose, because I'm totally doing that to stretch for time. Poland asked, did I finish What If? I did. I actually watched the last episode last night, and I am actually very happy with how they tied it all together. But I won't spoil anybody on that. What I will spoil everybody on is Sholmes' dashing good looks. I went back a save and I played a little bit back to this, so it would be a nice little beginning. So, him. We're in the SS Buria. We just got barged in on by the crewman who was supposed to be guarding the door, and we're about to debunk his lies. Of course, we shall disembark presently, my dear fellow. But first, there is something that must be done.
What are you talking about?
Why, naturally, the debunking of your deceit and the bearing of the truth.
Get going!
I'm afraid I see through your lies. For one thing, Mr. Jigoku has not yet left this vessel at all. And for another, my dear Seaman Stroganov. Seaman. And, I've always wanted to play Seaman for the Dreamcast. You know exactly where the man is, even as we speak, don't you?
How? How can you?
Good gracious, Sholmes. You mean you worked it out? All of it? Of course. I'm not bluffing, not stalling for time. It's really been too long, hasn't it, old friend? 10 years, no less. So, would you care to join me for a dance of my inimitable logic and reasoning? Nothing would please me more.
What is this?
The spotlight! Coming for you! We have but minutes until the vessel puts to sea. No games now. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Time is of the essence.
Mr. Stroganoff, allow me to remind you of your earlier claim. You told us that Jigoku left the ship some 2 hours ago.
No, that is what I said.
Sadly, that was a rather clumsy lie. You see, there is something in this room that quite clearly contradicts it.
What?
Ah, yes, of course. I see you noted it too, Mikotoba. Then, please, do take the lead.
Oh, is Yujin gonna be doing the deducting? Ho ho! Jigoku, I have never seen Jigoku from the side, and that just looks wrong.
What in this cabin shows the impossibility of Jigoku having left 2 hours ago?
Put our thinking caps on. You know what? Save your points. Save your points. I gotta turn on that freaking redemption for realsies, for keeps. Pay no attention to the chicken behind the curtain. I have to switch scenes to do that.
Let's see what the last 3 years have done to your observational skills then, Mikotoba. It's been 10 years since we last did this, Sholmes, not 3.
I was about to say, like, what? You saw each other 3 years ago? What do you mean 3 years?
Why, of course it has, quite. Now, all the clues are here in this cabin for your eyes to see. But as I always say, you must not merely look, but smell. Do you smell that? I don't really smell anything other than old fish and chips. Huh. Interesting. You must not merely look, but observe. Observe, and the answers become clear. So, impress me. I think I can manage that.
Ain't rusty yet. Oh, okay. Time to get everything wrong. What am I being asked? What is Kamish's impossibility? The fact that he still left his clothes. Let's just look at everything. Oh, I can't. Oh, this is interesting. It's not like the Ryunosuke ones. I can't just examine things. I have to actually present something. Alright, let's present something so obviously very wrong. Well, actually, I think the right answer is the glass containing ice, because if he had poured that glass, the ice would have melted 2 hours ago. So let's present the wardrobe! If I don't have penalties, I'm just gonna say everything. I have penalties. Dang! There's no deduction, only answers. Really? Oh. Okay, then that's gonna make this a lot faster. Well, if I knew that, then I might have just done this last night, actually.
Mikotoba, no games now were my words, were they not? Huh. Come, Sholmes, where's the fun in life without a little fooling around, huh?
That's what I'm saying.
Quite right you are! That was a close shave. I'd better rethink that before I'm the fool here.
Save. I have a save right before the deduction. Remember? I saved it last night, so we're good. Well, now that I don't think I have to get everything wrong, we're just gonna speed right through this.
Jigoku didn't disembark 2 hours ago at all. And that was a lie, wasn't it? Of course it was, and I'd hoped you'd be quicker to point out why.
We're just having fun, Sholmes. We're reading all the dialogue that Capcom graciously translated for us. What's the point of embracing the official translation without playtesting it for them? You know, I've been finding some... When I replayed the save to get to this point, I found a typo. When you click on the alarm bell outside, when it says set it off, it says set if off.
Otherwise, the evidence itself may melt away before our very eyes. Get it? Melt? I get it, Sholmes. I know what the answer is.
Take that!
He left a clue in the dialogue log. What the? Why are you dancing? Is this why they call it the dance of deduction? Because there's actual dancing? Mikotoba showing us how it's done! I want to see those happy feet again.
Perhaps you should have cleared away that glass.
Tip Tappy.
How curious that the ice shouldn't have melted despite it being abandoned 2 hours ago. It would appear that the man was here in this very cabin until moments before our arrival. With this well-chilled glass in hand.
Get your mind off the refreshment, Sholmes. If you're thirsty, just go down to the mess hall. Also, you want to dance? I'll show you a dance. This is how the dance of deduction is really held. He was actually hidden in the wardrobe this entire time on the ship. Therefore, he could not be the murderer. He just ate some bad chicken. It was the cause of his undoing, and he wasn't Russian. How else would he have known to write Gardyab? Deduction.
One might even conclude that somebody informed him of our boarding. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Stroganoff?
But why would Seishiro run from us?
Oh. Before we consider that question, allow me to confirm one small matter. Would I be correct in saying that these first-class cabins of the SS Grouse are the same ones in which you and Mr. Jigoku were accommodated on your voyage from Japan? Ah, that's right. They are. I was in the cabin next door, and Seishiro was... Yes. 50 days in this very cabin during our voyage.
Right? A trip on a ship would take that long in these days. I can't imagine being in like a hotel room essentially for 50 days, not even being able to like go anywhere, not even have, I don't know, any sort of internet connection. You need a lot of books.
As I suspected, for you see, there are traces in this cabin of a dark secret that Mr. Jigoku had to hide.
What traces?
I know nothing about this.
Ah, this is news to you, is it, Mr. Stroganoff? If that is your real name. Chicken Stroganoff. Ha! Sounds like something I'd had for dinner. Imagine anybody being named after a chicken-based dish.
Stares directly into camera. Zalfira, how you doing, Zelf? Guys, Zalfira was playing Carry-On earlier, and she was doing a bang-up job of eating all the crew members. I don't know what the game is about besides being a bloody monster, but you know what? You did a good job at it.
Sholmes, what exactly are you getting at? As I said, there are traces in this cabin of some nefarious activity. Something that appears out of place, which I'm quite sure won't have escaped your notice.
Something out of place in here? If anything, I say the sign, because it clearly was moved from the right side. Also, thank you for the compliments on the voice acting. I definitely try, Zalfira. Also, Desk, welcome in. Also, Mario, come on, welcome on in.
I must say, I didn't foresee ever doing this dance of deduction with you again, Mikotoba.
The fact that they actually made a dancing animation. Who did it? Who motion captured the dancing? I want to know. What Capcom employee? Bet you never knew that Hideki Kamiya was the Japanese voice of Godot in the Ace Attorney trilogy. When you think about it, yeah. The names you know from like directing these games, those were the ones that recorded voices back then, instead of just like the random localizers.
No, quite. But life is full of unexpected twists and turns, as we well know. Now then, let's see if I can't uncover the truth here. Yes, you have the floor, my dear fellow.
You're trying to voice act, but it's hard. It really is. I definitely appreciate the attempt, and I think it's still pretty good. Alright, what's out of place? The rules of passage.
Take that!
I do like that we had the opportunity to examine them earlier.
It's the rules of the passage in the frame here. They're obviously out of place. The way they're hanging crooked on the wall, as if they were put there in a hurry. Yes, and, you can stop dancing now, by the way. I think you've made your point. As I'm sure you've already concluded, that frame was originally over here. The shape and size are a perfect match.
Voice acting lessons when? Well, you know, I like to give tips here and there during stream. You know what? I should make a redemption, a channel point redemption, that says, teach me how to do the current voice I'm doing. As an example, well, maybe not chicken stroganoff, that's just Russian accent with a filter.
You are right. When did flame move?
Herlock Sholmes, I'm gonna break it down. I'll break it down for you, like ManokAdobo breaks it down on the dance floor. I'm gonna do, the voice line just like the accent. So, hardly the most observant of crewmen, are you, Mr. Stroganoff? And then one that's my regular accent, but with the voice.
Hardly the most observant of crewmen, are you, Mr. Stroganoff?
And I'll put them together.
Hardly the most observant of crewmen, are you, Mr. Stroganoff?
It's all about putting those elements together and then putting a little flair on it. Like, given the character's personality, how they're feeling. Right now, Sholmes and ManokAdobo, they're putting on a performance. They want to be as flashy as possible, as showman-like as possible. Like they're on top of a stage, presenting for all the world to see, some sort of William Shakespeare play.
I would think that your captain is quite justified in having his reservations about your reliability. Oh dear, that really seemed to touch a nerve.
Russian accent, how do you do that? I don't know either, Rav. You know, one could say it comes naturally.
So, ManokAdobo, why don't you lift that frame off the wall?
You should try it someday, Raviolin. Also, is that the Russian word for warning? I saw it on the frickin' warning sign. It also said warning in English. Oh no, that's a bullet hole. Jigoku? Jigoku, you please be alive. Oh no, he has to be alive, which means the bullet hole. That must have been the bullet that pierced Gregson. No, the murder was in this room? I bet if we move all the clothes that are on the ground, you'll see the pool of blood that if we had DNA testing in this era would have been Inspector Gregson's. No.
That looks like a bullet hole.
Actually, if you can kind of tell, my ManokAdobo voice is the Sholmes voice without the accent.
What? Who has been shooting walls?
Sholmes, you haven't been practicing your pistol again, have you?
I see the projectile has been removed. Clearly, the careful occupant of this room has already disposed of it. Now then, Mr. Stroganoff. I have the distinct impression that you're attempting to shield said occupant.
I don't know what you're talking about. Why would I try to deport that Eastern stranger?
If maybe you are part of the Reaper organization? How deep does this go? Also, Minty Cow says his red ascot thing looks like fish. You're right. No, wait, you're right. It has like gills. And the buttons look like eyes. I never noticed that.
So we're talking about the same man, I see. Good.
Haha, you said it, not me.
No!
I'm sure we can get to the bottom of this in no time, aren't you?
Biff's too. To be fair, I couldn't zoom in on the 3DS, so it was harder to see. Oh, I see why I never noticed it, because he usually has his arms crossed, like that.
Because there's some very noteworthy evidence that explains the reason why you're lying for the man. Yes, you've been told to keep up this pretense, as clearly shown by... I really don't know how to approach this one, Sholmes. My dear ManokAdobo, simply keep first principles in mind.
That's why Sholmes and Watson are such a good pair. Sholmes and Mikotoba are such a good pair. When Sholmes has to come up with the explanations by himself, he obviously gets them wrong. But back when he was with Mikotoba, all he had to do was wait for Eugen to complete his sentences. Like 2 halves of 1 brain cell.
Simply keep first principles in mind, my dear Mikotoba. Study your subject from every angle, and I'm quite sure that you'll see it. In fact, I'd put a wager on it.
How much you want to bet? I'll get it wrong on purpose. Don't test me.
So I'm to glare at the fellow from all sides? Well, I can certainly do that, but don't you think that's a little creepy?
Just get up all in his business. Just dun 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 dun. What? Now wait a minute. I just wanted to look at his butt for fun. All right.
Take that!
They finish each other's sandwiches. I like how it transitions into the final pose seamlessly. I will say, if you want to practice doing British accents, go watch more British television. I recommend Doctor Who. Also, Limmy Show, but that's more for a Scottish accent. There are also just regular English people. Not to imply that Scottish people aren't regular English people, but you know what I mean. You just gotta be more learned,
It's almost too obvious for words.
Let's dance!
Quite. The universal language of the world. Bots. Money. And I'd wager that the Eastern fellow in question is Seishiro Jigoku. Yes. So I presume you realize what this means? There are clear signs that a crime has been committed in this cabin. And the way you're going, sir, you'll find yourself accused of being an accomplice.
Mikotoba is slowly turning into Macho Man Randy Savage, and I don't know what to do with that information.
The way I see it, sir, you're going down the path of accompliceness. I believe you know, Mr. Stroganoff. You know where Mr. Jigoku is hiding at this precise moment in time. As always, Mikotoba, in matters of deduction, the furtive glance is your unfaltering ally. Yes, I think you're onto something there, Sholmes. You found the chink in this burly man's armor. We need only follow the man's gaze to know where our prey is hiding.
The more I think of it, that is a catchphrase of Sholmes's in every one of these deductions. Just follow the eyes. I, of course, have followed them. You tell me where they're looking. Is how he usually approaches the idea. Why does he have Sholmes on his arm? We noticed that yesterday. I don't know why yet. I'm sure he'll mention. Probably because he was bribed to not talk to the specific person named Herlock Sholmes, as evidenced by the name on his arm.
The slightest flicker of the pupils, a minutely delayed blink. Nothing escapes my attention, even that which is barely perceptible. You could hardly call this barely perceptible, Sholmes. The man's turned his entire head. It's not exactly what you describe as a furtive glance, is it? It's almost too obvious. We shall let your tapping toes decide, my dear fellow.
Mikotoba, you never told me you could dance. Why'd you never teach Suzato those moves?
Well, because I was gone for the first 6 years of her life.
Oh. Where is he looking? Woot. 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 In the large trunk? No, he's hiding in the wastebasket. See, that's the thing. If I knew that this would result in funny dialogue, I would present it. I'm gonna present it anyway. Maybe it's still funny. He's hiding inside the trash can. Just dig under all these papers. It's in there somewhere. Nah, it's even the same incorrect message. I am disappointed. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. Oop, at least this is new.
So you really think he's hiding in here as we speak? Cooled up in a bowl at this very moment? No, I quite understand. I'll make this as quick as I can. Seaman Stroganoff will be suffering neck fatigue before long, I should think.
You've been playing too much Pokemon Go. Just put a little smartphone right here.
Take that!
You looked up Jigoku? Yeah, we also found out yesterday that means hell. He's the judge that sends you straight to hell if you're convicted.
Yeah! You turned immediately to look at this large trunk, didn't you?
Just screenshot every innuendo. Don't even have to comment on it.
Oh yeah, I know you're thinking about the junk in that trunk. The truth is, Seishiro Jigoku was unable to escape from the ship in time, and is at this very moment doing his best to stifle his breath inside this trunk.
Oh, you just knew that. Well, enjoy it. This series is nothing short of pun-worthy. It's my punishment that I shall instill in all of you.
If he still has a breath to take, I fear he may be running dangerously low on air. Huh? I imagine he didn't count on us making a nuisance of ourselves for quite so long. Nor did he count on me getting all the answers wrong on purpose. Good thing there isn't any funny dialogue. I think it would be in everyone's best interest for us to open the trunk as quickly as possible.
I'm just hoping that he's still alive. People hiding in smaller spaces. Wardrobe, the safe, now the trunk. I would say the safe is probably smaller than the trunk, but comparatively to Drubber's size versus Jigoku's size, I would say the mass ratio is smaller.
But how can we? Are you forgetting about the combination lock? Quick, Mikotoba! What is Judge Jigoku's birthday? I don't know his birthday. I thought you were friends. Mikotoba, you remember my birthday, don't you? Mikotoba, I'm ashamed. It's been 10 years, man. How would I remember? I've been celebrating your birthday every year since you left, Mikotoba. You're telling me I got you all those gifts for nothing? What gifts? I've been sending them across the post internationally. I mean, I've sent them via pigeon mail, and of course it's very hard for a pigeon to carry an entire birthday cake across the Atlantic Ocean, but still, I did the best I could. I suffered not paying rent money for that.
Also, wait a minute. If you wanted to send a letter from England to Japan, that's not the Atlantic Ocean. In fact, that's like over Russia, I guess? Ah, I see. Beef and chicken stroganoff have been eating all the cakes.
The combination lock can't be opened from inside the trunk. Therefore, there must have been an arrangement for somebody to open it after our departure.
No way. Wait, does Shomes actually somehow mean a combination? No! It looks like his name upside down. Let me see. Hold on, wait a minute.
Of course. In short, before Jigoku hid himself inside that trunk, he must have told somebody the 7-digit number for the lock.
No way! That must be it! It must have said Holmes before, and it was only a 6-digit combination, and they changed it to 7 for this localization. I love it! 11037! Mother lover, I play Danganronpa!
As I'm sure you can confirm, Mr. Stroganoff.
Let me just 5? I mean, that looks like an A. How can it be an A? Let's just say maybe that's a 6. 3, 1, 0, 4, 5.
No, I know nothing about combination code.
That slow turn.
Don't move a muscle, my good seaman.
Huh?
Now, Mikotoba, would you do the honors and open the trunk? How on earth do you expect me to... It's a 7-digit number, remember? Quickly now, we have little time.
It just happens to look like his name. Oh, snap. I have to actually enter it. All right, well, let me just... Not sure what this is supposed to... Maybe it's a 4 because... Wait, no, I'm doing this backwards. And then H... O... Oh, no, wait, but it's spelled Shom's correctly. It's just upside down. It's a number. I'm confusing myself. So S-H-O-L-M... This is the one I'm having trouble with because it doesn't... 9? Maybe the 9? Wait, does this even have a 9? It doesn't even have a 9. That dang E. Maybe it's another 4. No, that doesn't make sense either. I can review if I forgot something. Oh, you're right. All right, okay. I'm looking at it upside down. It looks like the letter A, but just for the sake of mapping it to a number, I guess it's a 2. Yeah, I guess it's a 2. Cool. That's nice they let you do that.
Take that!
Let's go! That's not it? Did I put something in wrong?
No, it's refusing to open. Tell me, what number did you use? Well, to begin with, I thought I'd try my birthday.
That's not your birthday, man. Your birthday's 7 digits? Let me just double check. Don't worry about it. S-H-O-L. And then it's like a 3, but it's like backwards. No, it's just a 3, 2, 5. They're not a 5? I might have it backwards. So, oh, you're right. You're absolutely right. I confused myself into confusing myself. Because it would be as if he was looking at his own arm from, you know, like looking at your watch. So it should really be like this. 5, 2, 3, 0, 1. Four, 5. They really added an entire other combination lock piece to this puzzle just for the localization. I freaking love it.
Take that!
What?
Shloms. Oh. I'm adding to the tension. I'm adding to the tension, chat. Didn't I have these backwards earlier, though? Let me just... 5, 2, 3. Okay. 104. Okay, now it's right.
Take that!
And if it's still wrong, I deserve to have a game over. Don't worry. Don't worry. If I was playing this on my... You know what? Because this was a 3DS game, I bet they expected you to just turn the system upside down. But since I'm playing docked, I can't really do that. Don't worry. I figured it out. I just... Who's penalizing me anyway?
That did it. It's open. Finally. You sure took your time. I did. You know what? Romanized numbers are hard. I usually write numbers using Japanese. But I thought they started using Roman numbers in Japan for ages now. I'm old-fashioned, okay?
Who talk?
You had to meddle, didn't you?
Hi, how's your neck, Jigoku?
Well, Eugen, you've found me now. Seishiro. I was really hoping beyond hope not to find you here, you know. But you're not entirely unsurprised, I take it. No, quite. I just wish it were some other way. Well, are you ever going to introduce me? Your reputation precedes you, Mr. Sholmes. I've heard stories of many of your exploits. Excuse my manners, Sholmes. This is Mr. Jigoku, my old friend and traveling companion. The devil is in the details, Mikotoba. I believe you meant to say your old friend and traveling companion.
Wait, what did he say? My old friend and traveling companion. Looks the same to me.
Who made the cowardly decision to flee the country without a word to anyone when things turned sour?
Oh.
I see my reputation precedes me as well. What an honor! Well, Seishiro, are you going to explain all this? You know it all by now, I imagine. What you didn't know, of course, is that 3 days ago, on the night before our arrival in Britain, an attempt was made on my life here on this very ship. By the Reaper of the Bailey? Yes, I've since heard. Because you were once prosecuted by the Reaper, weren't you? 10 years ago now, mind you. And I had no idea at the time what a dangerous individual he was. Anyway, when we arrived in London to find the symposium was postponed until goodness knows when, it became all too apparent to me that I might very well be targeted again. So you decided to flee the capital without saying a word to me about it?
I thought we were friends.
Friends, you couldn't even remember my birthday!
You heard that?
Of course I heard that. I was in the trunk. I'm afraid so, yes. Of course, I realize now that I really ought to have confided in you. It's somewhat surprising, I must say. What is? Well, first-class cabins aboard luxury steamships are in very short supply.
How did you get one such short notice?
It's more than a little hard to believe that this one just happened to be available. So says the protagonist of some colorful short stories. Well, I don't care for your opinion. The cabin did just happen to be available, so I purchased a ticket and here I am.
Happened to be available, almost as if they made the Reaper organization expected Jigoku to try to flee the country. So they made sure to keep this one room open so that Jigoku would book it, thereby putting him exactly where the Reaper wants him to be.
I've just seen for myself the obvious remnants of that incident in this cabin. So you had already purchased your return ticket before we even docked in Dover, had you? To prevent anyone else taking this cabin and seeing the evidence, is that it? Eugen, I have nothing to say to you. Well, in a mere 5 minutes, this ship will set off on its onward voyage and not make port again until Italy. And I don't know about you, but I'm still in trouble for causing what happened to the leading town of Pisa. I think I'm banned from that country until the year 2020. I'm afraid we must insist that you disembark with us at once.
Have I got news for you, Sholmes? You can come back now. Get some pizza.
You have no jurisdiction over my movements. We have this, Seishiro. Take it.
What that? The parents of the Napoleon police.
What is it? It's a subpoena from the Old Bailey. You're a man of the law. You know what the ramifications of ignoring a document like this from the British courts would be.
Got him on paper in 4K. This is 4K in the year 1900 something. Just 4 sheets of paper.
You came prepared then, Eugen. Come on, let's go. One moment. What is it, Sholmes? Inside Mr. Jigoku's trunk, I found this rather fascinating trinket. That looks familiar. What is that?
It's like the end of some sort of cane? Doorknob of some sort?
What is that? Seishiro? I can't help you, I'm afraid. Some small component from something.
You're right. It is the end of a stopwatch. I know exactly which watch that is. That... then what I fear is true. That links Inspector Gregson to this scene.
But what? I have no idea. By the look on his face, I think he genuinely doesn't know. Well, let us pocket it as a small souvenir of our brief sojourn in France.
Bidabadoo. Wait, so is the boat in France right now? No, it's in England. Yeah, no, they're avoiding going to France. No, what? Don't worry about it.
Well, young Naruhodo, I think we've done as much as we can, I'm afraid. The rest will be on the shoulders of you and your assistant.
Wow, he doesn't even say the rest will be on the shoulders of you and my daughter. Wow, Mikotoba. Way to forget who his assistant is. They mentioned that Gregson and Kazuma were on the ship. They were on the ship when it was in France, but this is days later. 3rd November, 12:10 p.m. The Old Bailey courtroom. Kazuma, Asugi, I know you, and I know you wouldn't lie, but still, there's no doubt that you're holding something back. You know more than you're saying.
During the past 30 minutes while this court was adjourned, all possible efforts were expended. But sadly, Mr. Jigoku's whereabouts could not be ascertained.
What if I told you I knew exactly where?
We must accept the unfortunate conclusion that the Reaper has already done the deed.
They want to get Van Zeeks on the murder of Jigoku as well? Well, too bad, son.
There's no sense in wasting any more of the court's time. The prosecution calls for an immediate verdict.
Objection!
Does Van Zeeks throw things in this one? He threw things when he was on the prosecution, but he's kinda not really in the position to throw things into the audience. Like, literally, he's on the witness stand. I mean, he put his foot on it, but if he threw the chalice back, it would just slam against the door. Maybe hit somebody coming through them. That's unfortunate. No! The trial cannot end now?
You're a Japanese man, Ryunosuke. You should know when to lay down your sword.
And you should know never to presume when the battle is won.
The court has already been presented with all the evidence and heard all relevant testimony. And there can only be one conclusion: that the accused is guilty.
All relevant testimony? Far from it. There's still a crucial witness, from whom the court is yet to hear a single word of testimony.
In that case, call your witness to the stand at once, counsel.
Yes, my lord. Tomorrow, if possible. In fact, give me a couple more days. Give me next month. Just put me on layaway.
The witness is already on his way and scheduled to arrive tomorrow.
Who on earth is this crucial witness?
Seishiro Jigoku. The very man allegedly murdered by the Reaper.
Judge Jikoku, you found him?
I will never get enough of that frickin' unicorn. It is going to break. It's either going to snap off or it's gonna break the gavel podium. And I can't wait to see either one happen.
But the investigations of every policing resource in the capital suggest that Jigoku is already dead.
Now, absence of evidence is not evidence of absence.
How in the name of God did you find the man?
He was located in France during the recess, at the port of Dunkirk. Okay, that confirms that they are docked in France, so I understand now. I will say, Iris built one hell of a radio. It's got reception from Dunkirk all the way to London? Dude, I'm having I have trouble getting cell phone reception from here to San Francisco. Thanks to one of Mr. Herlock Sholmes' famous deductions.
Herlock Sholmes?
What does that mean? Does that name make you angry?
I'm positively boiling.
Sorry, let's say it was found by Detective Inspector Chelmy. Yes, that sounds like a name. Inspector Gregson almost certainly met with Mr. Jigoku on the night of his death. Because, along with Prosecutor Asugi, Gregson was on a mission to assassinate the man. He said as much, you can't deny it now. Which means that Seishiro Jigoku is the sole witness. Who can clarify exactly what happened aboard the SS Grouse on the 31st October?
Well, it would appear that it is too soon to move to adjudication at this point. That's all, folks. For today, we will reconvene tomorrow.
The prosecution concurs. The court must hear Mr. Jigoku's testimony. No judgment should be passed until all testimony has been considered.
In that case, I hereby call the end of today's proceedings. Court will reconvene at the same hour tomorrow.
3-day trial, baby! We don't even know if 3 days is even a requirement in this court of law, but doesn't really matter.
No objections from either side?
No, my lord.
No objections, my lord.
We live in a society. We live to fight another day. By the skin of our teeth. Asogi, you have not even begun to face me at my full strength. Draw your weapon, I'll have mine, and let it be a duel. To the end! Well, no, not one of us is gonna die, but instead, just give it your all, man. I know what you're capable of. Why is the judge a lord? That's what they called him. That's what they called him back then. That's what we've been calling the judges all game. Anyway, I'm not going on. I meant to end here yesterday, but as you can see, it would have taken about another hour. So, instead, I will say, no more Great Ace Attorney 2 until next week. So, hope that all sated your curiosity. But we'll find out the conclusion of this trial, or, the continuation next week. Stay tuned for some Resident Evil tomorrow. And stay tuned right now, because I'm not ending stream. All of y'all on the YouTube channel, have a good day, night, or whatever time it is. And I'll see you in the next one. Stay clucky. Alright? Alright.